You're listening to Shortwave Australia on 4.835 and 2310 megahertz.
Shortwave reception on 4835. It's about 4 p.m. and I'm just using a small portable receiver, receiving only on the telescopic whip. I've now moved down to 2310 and the signal is there but not as strong. Now back to 4835.
You're listening to Shortwave Australia on 4.835 and 2310 megahertz.
Nowhere to be found. I turn around and everything has changed.
And 4835 kilohertz. Daytime and evening.
Now listening on a homebrew regenerative receiver. 2 transistors and an IC.
There, if you want to have a listen to other stuff, EDM, electronic dance music, but it's quite good. I find it quite invigorating. And of course, you're listening to Shortwave Australia. Yes, Shortwave's back, doing $50 ABC couldn't do for 1.5 billion. But anyway, you can listen to us on 4.835 kilohertz and 2.310 kilohertz.
Let's sing a song full of praise. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain.
You probably don't like it because who knows, I don't care. But you're listening to Shortwave Australia, and daytime or early evening you're probably listening on 4.835 megahertz and our nighttime frequency 2.310 megahertz. Megahertz and nighttime frequency 2.310, and we're listening to a selection of musics from Fat Rat. Earlier on 4.835 megahertz and 2.313 nighttime frequency. I only found out about them a little while back, but some great songs. I think I'm very keen to, we'll try this one, anyway, we'll play a bit of it, and a group from the UK.
It's now after dark, just before 6 PM, and here is 2310. Much better signals than earlier on.
South to southeasterly, 10 to 15 knots, turning south to southwest.
Back to 2310.
There seems to be quite a bit of interest, people listening around the place, so yeah, if you want to have a listen to the station, see what it really sounds like, go to the Ironstone Range SDR near Adelaide, the Ironstone Range one, or the 5ARG, I think, and one up a bit north of there. In Adelaide, they're really good SDRs and can pick up quite well. I see it's getting out around Melbourne in the Mr. Loop's SDR. And thanks to Mr. Parker for the mention. Unfortunately, I've all my passwords and things for the internet I've left at home, or the old home, and until I get the book, I won't be able to post anything. So there we are. But we're listening here. We're not listening. We're transmitting. And to answer some of the questions, we're running 100 watts, or maybe 200 watts on 4835, and 100 watts, not big power, even though the license is 5 kilowatts. Maybe I might get to 500 watts, who knows, but the power bill will be excessive. Now, people wondering why they can't hear 2310. Well, 2310 and a horizontal antenna is not going to go very far in the daytime, like about 10 miles. So later on tonight it should be building up 2310, and it's got good nighttime coverage around the country, southeastern Australia. So that's the situation we're getting. And look, I do know about the other stations on shortwave. Al Curtin, who I've visited a few times, and sent his set up there on 5055. And the other station in Queensland on 5045, I've listened to them. And when I say shortwave's back, I really meant that the old Alice Springs frequencies are back at 2310 and 4835. So I suppose it never really went away, but well, we're doing for a few dollars what the ABC couldn't do for $1.2 billion. So who knows? I think Miss Guthrie was a bit premature at closing down the shortwave service. Anyway, it's opened up now in private hands, and purely for entertainment for myself and anyone else wants to listen. So we will have a different programming. I can put lots of things on that we're just really testing here, starting out, and seeing how things are going. Hopefully the signal will improve. We've got dipoles up about 60 feet, and you can find out about the license and stuff on the ACMA site and where it is and that type of stuff. So there we are. I think we'll go back to music. This a group from England, Keen. They've got some interesting songs and a bit different than normal pop music. But we're going to have proper programs, or proper-ish programs at some stage. And well, the place will be automated, so I won't have to talk on the line. So we'll go back to the music. You're listening to Shortwave Australia, and we're transmitting on 4835, daytime and early evening. And 4835, it gets really strong, then it just drops off like it's being turned off. So if you're listening and it disappears, it's not a fault here or with your radio, it's probably a fault with the ionosphere. It just turns off within about 10 seconds, just goes. And you can be listening on 2310. Now, a lot of people can't listen, of course. They've got what people don't understand is most people in a city environment, they live in a sea of RF crap. And it's like the iceberg, you can only hear 10%, or even less than that, of what's around. Just buzz. So people who are blessed to live in the country or in a low noise environment will probably get the signals quite good. Those that don't, with full of digital noise, come out in the street and have a listen there, take your radio out and sit there. Might be good, get away from your house with all the plug packs and computers and things. Anyway, that's a bit of technical advice. Shortwave Australia 4835 and 2310. We'll go back to the music. Listening to a group from the UK, which I quite like, and Keen, K-E-A-N. It's K-E-A-N-E or K-E-A-N? K-E-A-N. K-E-A-N it is. And they've got some hot songs. Oh, I like the music. I like the beat. I wish the music would have a beat and words you can understand. Not like the Beatles. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what it's like. Anyway, back to the music.
It's now 20 past 6 and the fades are getting a bit deeper on 5 megahertz.
Laser recorder, so we'll go across to Mr. Techno.
This is a part of year when most channels look at the the special. I don't know if this would really qualify as a special. I've got something special to show you, but let's make it a Christmas special. There we go. Right, so the thing I've got here on my right side is a Sony Laserdisc recorder.
Now this is Techmoan from YouTube.
Anyone can come to watch. There's going to be a wide variety of knowledge and experience watching this video. There's going to be a couple of main
Now try 2 megahertz.
And then there's always kind of outline so you can do different special hour. And then there's going to be people from ending up to the first section. What is it?
We now go back to 5.
There's a whole documentary on YouTube about that, so I'll link to that in the video description text box. But that was really the only use I've heard of for recordable Laserdisc. So since I've got this, I've been doing a lot of reading up. It's quite hard to find out much information about it because this is a device that's designed for professional use.
So overall,
it wasn't sold to
5 megs is still better.
It's been a bit hard to...
It's now 7:20 PM and 5 megahertz is still audible, but really not listenable quality. So, as suggested, we'll try going down to 2 megahertz. And there it is, much better at 2310. Still fading, but better consistency than on 4.835. So that's our look at Shortwave Australia. If you hear it, then let us know in the comments below. Enjoy these videos? Want to start in amateur radio? Well, check out my books, Ham Radio Get Started for USA readers, and the Australian Ham Radio Handbook for those in Australia. For more information, visit my website vk3ye.com or search their titles on Amazon.